Joining me now is Armand Girard, Republican candidate for state comptroller. Thanks for coming in. What do you see as the single most important issue facing our state right now?
I think it's a question of revenues and taxes, the deficit. And my major position is to try to get slots. We had 2.5 years ago or so, we had a referendum for slots, and they've been dragging their feet on there. While other states, Dover Downs, I went to Dover Downs to take a look at it. They collect $200 or $300 million every year in the Senate, right to the Department of Education. We voted for it. Let's implement the will of the people, and let's start getting revenues for education, maybe to, I think Pennsylvania's trying to do the same thing in reducing the property tax. So I would like to have slots, casinos implemented to have another source of revenue to balance the budget, to help education, and to reduce, hopefully, and perhaps one day, the property tax.
What will you do in office to affect the greatest change, improving the quality of life of your constituents?
Well, I think that's a hard one for a comptroller, you know what I mean? That's not the most direct thing that we can do. But I think if we can balance the budget, if we can reduce taxes by having slots and casinos, I think the middle class, I'm part of the middle class, I'm a retired teacher, and we have a tremendous squeeze as far as property tax, income tax, a huge squeeze. So I think by balancing the budget, reducing spending in the government, and giving the middle class a break as far as taxes are concerned, are the major thing I could do as comptroller.
What are the major assets that you bring to the office?
Well, I've been a taxpayer for 50 years and a property taxpayer for 40 years, so that gives me a little bit of a qualification. I've been suffering under that, and I'm happy to pay taxes, but I think they're way too high, especially for the middle class. So I think that experience, at the same time right now I'm retired, so I have plenty of time to put into what I want to do to help out the state and the peoples. That would be the major one right there.
What is the single most important message you'd like to convey to voters?
Same thing I said before. I want to implement the will of the people. You all voted 2 years ago to have slots for education. I would like to implement that so that we can have another source of revenue for the state, and hopefully we don't have to increase taxes otherwise. I live in the city. We're trying to get bottle taxes and things like that. So that's the major one.
What is the one thing voters don't already know about you, but they should?
Well, they don't know that much about me. I've run twice before for city council. I won that primary, and then the delegate, I won that primary. What should they know about me? Well, I'm a veteran. I served as an infantry officer in the National Guard. I'm a retired teacher from the Baltimore City Public Schools after some 25 years. I raised a nice daughter. I have a granddaughter. I live in the community. I've been here 72 years. They're the things that, you know, there could be other things I could go on, but they're the major things.
All right. You've been listening to Armand Girard, who is running now for state comptroller on the Republican side. Thank you, Mr. Girard.
Thank you.
You've been watching Democracy 2010 on ABC2.